Are you waking up exhausted every morning? Does your energy seem to vanish before noon? Do you find yourself wondering what happened to the strength and vitality you once had? You might think it's just age, but you'd be wrong. It's your morning routine. You see, what you do in the first 2 hours after opening your eyes has a profound impact on your hormonal balance for the entire day. And for men over 60, there's one seemingly innocent morning habit that could be decimating your testosterone levels without you even realizing it. In this video, you'll discover what that habit is, why it matters so much for your hormonal health, and exactly what to do instead to reclaim your energy, virility, and masculine strength. Because here's the truth. Low testosterone isn't inevitable after 60. It's largely a response to the signals you're giving your body. And starting tomorrow morning, you can begin changing those signals. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt tired or unmotivated right after waking up. You're not alone. Introduction. Before we dive into those morning mistakes, let's quickly clarify what testosterone actually is and why it matters so much, especially after 60. Testosterone is your primary male hormone. It's responsible for muscle maintenance, energy levels, libido, mental clarity, mood stability, and even your ability to burn fat efficiently. After 60, your natural production does decline somewhat, but nowhere near the dramatic drop many men experience. The symptoms of low testosterone are hard to miss. Constant fatigue that coffee can't fix, stubborn belly fat that won't budge despite your efforts, difficulty maintaining or achieving erections, decreased motivation to do things you once enjoyed, and that mental fog that makes decisions harder. But here's what most doctors won't tell you. Age alone is not the main culprit behind your testosterone decline. It's your lifestyle, specifically, the small habits you've accumulated over decades that are now sending the wrong signals to your endocrine system. And the problem might be starting the moment you wake up. The real problem. Hormone-sabotaging morning habits. Mistake number 1. Drinking coffee before hydrating. The first thing millions of men do each morning is reach for that coffee pot. You might think it's helping by giving you a quick energy boost, but when consumed before proper hydration, coffee is actually setting up your hormones for failure. Why is this so common? Coffee provides that immediate jolt that feels like energy, and the ritual is comforting. Plus, it's what most of us have done for decades. But here's the hormonal impact. When you sleep, you naturally dehydrate. Your body needs water to flush the metabolic waste that accumulated overnight and to restore proper blood volume. Without adequate hydration first thing, your cortisol, the stress hormone, stays elevated. And when cortisol is chronically high, it directly suppresses testosterone production. Even worse, if you're adding sugar or artificial sweeteners to that morning coffee, you're triggering an insulin response before your metabolism is properly activated, creating a hormonal double whammy. The real consequences include midday energy crashes, increased food cravings, especially for carbs, poor workout recovery, and diminished mental focus. Over time, this pattern can reduce testosterone by up to 15% in men over 60. What to do instead? Begin each day with 16-20 ounces of room temperature water with a pinch of high-quality salt. This rehydrates your system, helps flush cortisol, and prepares your digestive system. Wait 30-45 minutes before having your coffee, and consider having it with a protein-rich breakfast to blunt any negative hormonal impact. Mistake number 2. Morning digital immersion. The second major testosterone-draining habit affects nearly every man watching. Grabbing your phone or tablet immediately after waking and spending 30-plus minutes checking email, news, or social media while still in bed. This habit has become nearly universal because our devices are typically our alarm clocks, and the dopamine hit from checking messages feels productive. However, the hormonal damage is significant. The blue light from screens disrupts your melatonin to cortisol transition, confusing your body's natural awakening process. More importantly, the stress response triggered by work emails, negative news, or social media comparison creates an immediate cortisol flood precisely when your testosterone should be at its daily peak. Studies show that men who check devices within 5 minutes of waking have up to 30% higher morning cortisol levels, which directly suppresses the pituitary signals needed for testosterone production. The real-world impact includes irritability, fragmented focus, higher anxiety levels throughout the day, and reduced ability to handle stress, all markers of compromised testosterone function. What to do instead? Keep your phone in another room overnight and use a traditional alarm clock. When you wake up, allow yourself 15 to 20 minutes of screen-free time. Focus on deep breathing, setting intentions for the day, or simply looking out the window at natural light. This allows your hormonal awakening to proceed naturally, protecting your morning testosterone peak. If this is helpful so far, give this video a like. It really helps us reach more men like you. Mistake number 3. Prolonged morning. Sitting after a night of rest, many men over 60 settle into a chair with the newspaper or television for extended periods before getting physically active. This extended sedentary time immediately after waking is the third major testosterone-draining habit. This pattern feels natural because it's relaxing and gives you time to wake up fully, especially if you're retired or have a flexible morning schedule. The hormonal consequences, however, are severe. Your body interprets extended sitting as a signal to conserve energy and reduce anabolic growth hormones, including testosterone. Morning movement, even light activity, stimulates blood flow to your testes and signals your hypothalamus that it's time to activate testosterone production for the day. Research from the University of Texas found that men who remained sedentary for the first 90 minutes after waking had significantly lower free testosterone throughout the entire day compared to those who engaged in even mild movement. The ongoing effects include reduced metabolism, decreased muscle tone, less efficient fat burning, and lower overall energy reserves for the day. This sedentary start effectively programs your body for reduced hormone production. What to do instead? Incorporate 5 to 10 minutes of light movement within 30 minutes of waking. This could be as simple as a short walk outside, basic stretching, or a set of air squats and push-ups adjusted to your fitness level. The goal isn't intensity, but rather sending signals of activity to your endocrine system. Mistake number 4. Consuming a high-carb, low-protein breakfast. The fourth testosterone-sabotaging habit is what's on your breakfast plate, typically refined carbohydrates with minimal protein. Think toast, cereal, pastries, orange juice, or the classic continental breakfast. This pattern is widespread because these foods are convenient, heavily marketed as breakfast options, and provide a quick energy boost that feels satisfying in the short term. The hormonal impact, however, is devastating for men over 60. A high-carb, low-protein breakfast triggers a substantial insulin release, which interferes with testosterone production at multiple levels. Without adequate protein, your body lacks the essential amino acids required to produce testosterone and maintain muscle mass. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men consuming less than 25 grams of protein at breakfast had up to 25% lower testosterone levels by midday compared to those who consumed protein-rich morning meals. The daily consequences include energy fluctuations, increased fat storage around the abdomen, where testosterone receptors are concentrated, reduced muscle protein synthesis, and intensified cravings throughout the day. What to do instead? Restructure your breakfast to include at least 30 grams of high-quality protein and healthy fats while minimizing refined carbohydrates. Excellent options include eggs with avocado, Greek yogurt with nuts and berries, or a protein smoothie with spinach and nut butter. This combination stabilizes insulin, provides testosterone-building blocks, and sustains energy levels. Mistake number 5. Avoiding morning sunlight. The fifth, and perhaps most underestimated testosterone-draining habit, is failing to get direct sunlight exposure in the first hour after waking up. Most men completely miss this step because they move directly from the bedroom to the bathroom to the kitchen, all indoors, often still in semi-darkness or artificial lighting. The hormonal science here is fascinating. Morning sunlight exposure, particularly the specific wavelengths present at dawn and early morning, directly stimulates specialized receptors in your eyes that regulate your master circadian clock. This clock controls the timing of virtually all hormone release, including testosterone. Research from the University of California found that men who received 10-15 minutes of direct morning sunlight had over 25% higher testosterone levels by afternoon compared to those who remained indoors under artificial lighting. The ongoing effects of avoiding morning light include disrupted sleep-wake hormonal patterns, reduced vitamin D production, essential for testosterone, poor sleep quality the following night, and gradually declining testicular function over time. What to do instead? Make it a priority to step outside, even if just on your porch or balcony, within 30 minutes of waking. Aim for 10-15 minutes of direct sunlight on your face and exposed skin, without sunglasses when safe. If weather or season makes this challenging, consider investing in a 10,000+ lux light therapy device specifically designed to mimic morning sunlight wavelengths. Make sure you're subscribed. We publish real health strategies for men over 60 every week. The science of testosterone after 60. Now that you understand the common morning mistakes, let's clarify what actually happens to testosterone as you age. After 60, your natural production does decline, but the natural rate is only about 1 to 2% per year. The dramatic drops that many men experience, sometimes 30 to 40% below optimal levels, are largely due to lifestyle factors like the morning habits we just discussed. To understand why these morning choices matter so much, you need to understand what scientists call the HPT axis, the hypothalamus-pituitary-testes connection. This is your body's hormonal communication system for testosterone. Here's how it works in simple terms. Your hypothalamus, a small region in your brain, acts like a thermostat for testosterone. When it senses levels are low, it sends a signal to your pituitary gland, which then sends a message to your testes to produce more testosterone. This delicate system responds extremely quickly to the signals you give it, especially during the first few hours after waking. What most men don't realize is that this system becomes more sensitive to negative inputs as you age. That morning coffee on an empty stomach that didn't affect you at 40 might suppress your testosterone production by 10-15% at 65. The stress response from checking work emails first thing that was manageable at 50 might trigger a cortisol spike that blocks testosterone for hours at 70. But here's the good news. This same sensitivity works in your favor when you send the right signals. Your body hasn't forgotten how to produce testosterone. It's just responding to the instructions you're giving it. Change those instructions, starting with your morning routine, and you can see significant improvements in just weeks. Natural ways to boost testosterone in the morning. Now let's transform this knowledge into action with 5 testosterone-boosting strategies you can implement tomorrow morning. Strategy number 1, the morning mineral protocol. Begin each day with 16 to 20 ounces of room-temperature water with a 1/4 teaspoon of high-quality sea salt or Himalayan salt and a squeeze of lemon. This simple drink delivers critical minerals like magnesium and zinc that act as cofactors in testosterone production. Why it helps. Overnight dehydration increases cortisol and decreases blood volume, both of which impair testosterone production. The specific minerals in natural salt support enzyme functions in the testes, while adequate hydration improves the transport of cholesterol, the precursor molecule your body uses to create testosterone. How it fits into your routine. Keep a glass by your bedside prepared the night before, minus the lemon, which you can add fresh in the morning. Make this the absolute first thing you consume before even brushing your teeth. Results timeline. Many men report improved energy and mental clarity within days, with measurable testosterone improvements possible within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent practice. Strategy number 2, circadian light exposure. Spend 10 to 15 minutes outdoors within 30 minutes of waking, with your face and forearms exposed to natural light, weather permitting. Why it helps. Morning sunlight exposure resets your circadian clock, triggering the proper timing of cortisol release, which should peak in the morning, and allowing testosterone to follow its natural daily rhythm. The specific blue wavelengths in morning light also stimulate vitamin D production, a crucial precursor for testosterone. How it fits into your routine. This can be as simple as enjoying your morning water on your porch, taking a short walk around the block, or even just sitting by a large window facing east. The key is direct light exposure, not filtered through glass or sunglasses when possible. Results timeline. Improved sleep quality often occurs within 3 to 5 days, with hormonal benefits building over 2 to 4 weeks of consistent practice. Strategy number 3, morning movement protocol. Incorporate 5 to 10 minutes of light resistance movements within an hour of waking. Focus on the major muscle groups with movements like squats, modified push-ups, gentle hinges or bridges, and rotational stretches. Why it helps. Brief morning resistance work stimulates muscle tissue, sending anabolic signals throughout your body. This activates hormone-sensitive lipase in fat cells, particularly around your abdomen, improving your testosterone to estrogen ratio. The movement also improves blood flow to your reproductive organs. How it fits into your routine. No equipment needed. These movements can be done in your bedroom or living room in your pajamas if necessary. Start with just 5 minutes and gradually increase as it becomes part of your routine. Results timeline. Improved blood flow and mental alertness are immediate. Hormonal benefits typically begin after 1-2 weeks of consistent practice, with more substantial changes after 30 days. Strategy number 4, protein-forward breakfast. Restructure your first meal to include at least 30 grams of complete protein along with healthy fats and fiber. Minimize refined carbohydrates and sugars. Why it helps. Protein provides the amino acid building blocks your body needs for hormone production. The combination of protein and healthy fats stabilizes insulin and provides cholesterol, the precursor molecule from which all sex hormones are made. This approach also prevents the insulin spikes that can suppress testosterone release. How it fits into your routine. Simple options include a 3-egg omelet with vegetables and avocado, Greek yogurt with nuts and berries, or a protein smoothie with collagen or whey protein, spinach, and nut butter. Results timeline. Blood sugar stability improves immediately. Hormonal benefits typically begin within 10-14 days, with compounding effects over time. Strategy. Number 5, morning mindfulness practice. Spend 5 minutes practicing deep diaphragmatic breathing or simple meditation before engaging with technology or the day's stresses. Why it helps. Stress is testosterone's natural enemy. Even brief mindfulness practice reduces cortisol levels and activates your parasympathetic nervous system, creating an optimal internal environment for testosterone production. This practice also improves testicular blood flow through relaxation of the pelvic floor muscles. How it fits into your routine. This can be done sitting on the edge of your bed, in a comfortable chair, or even while lying down before rising. Apps can guide you, but simple box breathing, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6, hold for 2, is extremely effective on its own. Results timeline. Immediate reductions in stress hormones occur within a single session. Consistent practice over 3 to 4 weeks creates lasting changes in your baseline hormonal state. The consequences of doing nothing. At this point, you might be thinking, this all sounds good, but is it really worth changing habits I've had for decades? How bad could my current morning routine really be? Let me be direct about what continuing your current testosterone-draining morning habits means for your future. The decline doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, progressive, and often barely noticeable, until suddenly it's unmistakable. It starts with needing an extra cup of coffee to get through the afternoon. Then you notice your belt needs another notch despite not changing your diet. Your interest in intimacy wanes. Workouts that used to energize now leave you exhausted. As months turn into years, the consequences compound. Muscle mass continues to diminish, being replaced by stubborn abdominal fat that increases your estrogen levels, further suppressing testosterone in a vicious cycle. Your risk of cardiovascular issues climbs, mental sharpness decreases. The strength and vitality that define masculine energy fade not because of age, but because of the signals you continue sending your body every morning. Most concerning is what happens to your independence and quality of life. Lower testosterone accelerates sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, which is the primary predictor of falls, fractures, and loss of independent living in men over 70. The mental effects are equally concerning, with low testosterone strongly linked to increased risk of cognitive decline. You don't lose your strength overnight. You lose it by repetition of the wrong signals, day after day, morning after morning. The choice you're facing isn't whether to optimize your morning routine or not. The real choice is between intentionally supporting your hormonal health or passively accepting a diminished version of yourself that is not the inevitable result of aging, but rather the predictable outcome of daily habits. The opportunity to reclaim masculine power. But there is profound hope in what I've shared today. Because unlike many aspects of aging that are beyond our control, your hormonal health remains remarkably responsive to the right inputs, especially for men over 60. Your body hasn't forgotten how to produce testosterone. Your endocrine system hasn't shut down. It's simply responding to the signals you've been giving it. Change those signals, starting tomorrow morning, and you can begin writing a different story. I've worked with men in their 70s and even 80s who have increased their testosterone levels by 50% or more through these exact morning protocols. Men who had resigned themselves to fatigue, weakness, and diminished drive, who are now experiencing energy levels they haven't felt in decades. The science is clear. Your hormonal system still listens. Your habits still matter. And you can shift your hormone profile in just weeks by implementing these strategically timed morning practices. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you face a choice. You can follow the same routine that's been slowly draining your masculine vitality. Or you can take the first step toward reclaiming the energy, strength, and clarity that is your birthright, regardless of your age. The path back to optimal testosterone isn't found in a pill or injection, though those have their place in certain situations. For most men, the path begins with what you do in those critical first 2 hours after waking. Your body is waiting for the right signals. Starting tomorrow morning, you can begin providing them. And if this video brought you value, consider clicking the thanks button below to support the channel and help us empower more men to reclaim their strength. Leave a comment letting me know which of these morning strategies you'll be implementing first. Until next time, this is Vital Core 60, dedicated to your strength, vitality, and masculine power at every age.